Aquarius, and I have been starting on my videos early. I really started feeling this full moon energy about 3 days ago, and it's really affected my sleep pattern, so I have been up making videos here and there. I did want to say, first of all, that if anyone is interested in a personal reading, I will put my email address in the description of the videos, and I can let you know what kind of blocks that you have to abundance. And that would be love, money, however you're blocking yourself. Because I don't read like other readers. And in fact, if I ever contradict myself, it's because I myself have reached a new point of enlightenment, and my energy is always changing. And sometimes I might say something one week, and then the next week I'm like, wait a minute, that wasn't right. But, it's all about growth, and I'm growing and expanding as well as I'm taking in spiritual knowledge. And as I get that, I'm sharing it with you. But what I wanted to say is I don't read like other people. I don't consider myself a fortune teller. And I'm going to get away from telling you this is going to happen or that's going to happen, for the simple fact that you are the one that is the captain of your own ship, and you're manifesting your own destiny. And we are doing that all the time. The law of attraction is always, always working. So, I might tell you that you have love coming in, but then you might have some fears or doubts of your own creep in, and then, it gets pushed back. Or the same thing with money. But once again, there's no judgment because you weren't ready. You had more learning, you had more growth, more soul expansion that you had to do. So in my videos, I will tell you what is blocking you and what kind of messages that are coming through from spirit and what energy you're in. These are more or less like energy checks, okay? And this is for the collective, for the sign. So if you would like something that's more personal, get with me and I can give you the link to a personal video that only you and I can see, or whoever you share it with, that has personal messages just for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And we have the King of Swords. And the first thing I got from this card when I saw it was a storm warning. Now understand, I did say that we manifest our own destiny, so don't judge this if there is a storm coming in. A lot of times this is to show you what you need to work on. I've had a lot of things happen lately to my, in my own situation that I was like, damn, how did I attract these situations? But like, for example, Thursday morning, I put my car in the shop. The insurance company was supposed to pay for a collision repair because somebody had hit me. And I had a rental car waiting on me, and I went to get it. For whatever reasons, I was not able to fulfill my end of the rental car, and I wasn't able to get it for financial reasons. And so I had to catch a ride home, and I was like, wow, you know what? I'm going to be without a car, and I need my car to make money. And I was very upset about it. And finally, I just fell back into that surrendered state that I've been in. You know what? I had just said something Thursday morning on the phone about the fact that it was storming and I was exhausted, and I really just would like to have a few days home. And I manifested it. That's why I said a lot of times when we manifest things, they will look different than what we expected. So do release expectations. To clarify that card, we have the Madonna of Roses, Heart of a Warrior. And so basically, when we do have situations that we don't like, or that we manifest that we thought we wanted, that when we got it, we're like, whoa. They are to teach us more faith. And when we have more faith, we do have the heart of a warrior, because we can face anything that comes up. If you just fall back into a surrendered state whenever something happens, and just know that it's being divinely guided, and that whatever's happening is happening for your own good right now. Even if you can't see it, just trust and believe and have faith that you're being universally supported at all times. And that is how you get the heart of a warrior. Faith is a muscle you have to develop. We have the Five of Wands. And the energy that I got with this, and there were a lot of balancing cards in the stack, and I mean in the spread. So what I was really feeling like was this was balance as well. And this is also that, because Wands is all about activity. And so this is all about, you see how all these balls are falling and everything's going on around her, and she's staying very, very calm in spite of it all. That kind of goes along with this. And that's the energy you need to get to. You know, I literally got to the point a couple weeks ago where, you know what, the sky could fall right now. And I just don't give a fuck. I don't. I mean, you get to the point where you can't do anything but surrender to it all. So no matter what is going on around you, just accept it. Do not resist it. And then once you do that, it has no more power over you, and it has no choice but to move. Sorry, my stomach's growling. I jumped right up. Started making videos this morning. And we have the yin yang. And once again, this is coming together within. And how do you do that? What you do is you really learn to accept all of the parts of yourself. You're going to have things come up that you don't like about yourself that you're going to want to change. How do you change these things? You change them by accepting. Once you accept things like this here, that's when real change can occur. Because you have to accept them first, and you cannot resist them. But another thing that's coming up, like I said, is this balance as well. This is your light side and your shadow side. Basically look at it as like the sun and the moon. And the moon is your shadow side. So whatever comes up that's been buried in your subconscious, possibly from childhood or from past breakups, any type of pain you're holding on to, release it. This full moon is a great time to do that. I mean, you can do that again tonight. Write down on a piece of paper what all you need to release. Any type of behaviors that you've been stuck in, maybe toxic behaviors. Write them down on a piece of paper and then speak them out tonight while you're outside, and then burn it. Definitely do that. Or journal. Journaling. I have a whole blog. If you guys have not read my blog, I've been blogging since November 2016. Since I had soul recognition with my twin flame, September 2016, I've been blogging. And that blog link is my name would have been, PollyannaButler.com. So definitely check it out. We have the Six of Swords. And this is that whole feeling left for dead. Like you just feel like people have abandoned you. They haven't been there for you. All these things have happened. And you know what? People think that when you're a spiritual person, that you have to always be positive. You know what? I have done a lot of this shifting, a lot of this clearing that I have done on my journey that I'm on, kicking and screaming. You know, I fought against it. You know, I did not want my ego to die. I've had several ego deaths. And it's really not so much an ego death as we're shedding layers of conditioning, shedding layers of our ego like an onion, trying to get to the core of who we really are. And that could be coming through with this too. That ego death, that message came through for several people. And a lot of times our ego resists that. I had somebody on one of my other videos the other day, because I was talking about authenticity, and they had commented, the devil is authentic too. And I said, well, you know what? I recognize when somebody really is coming for a fight. I'm not much of a debater because it's too much energy. So I just simply said, well, I respect your right to believe in the devil. I believe that the ego is the devil, because our ego does not want us to be happy. Our ego is what keeps us filled with fears and doubts. And since we are co-creators with source energy that we can plug into anytime we want to create whatever reality that we want, I don't subscribe to the fact that anybody or anything outside of myself can do anything to me because I'm creating my own reality through my fears and doubts. You know, even when we align to something shitty, it's our beliefs and our emotions behind the beliefs that actually manifested that situation. Whatever we believe to be true is true. So be very careful of that. We have the courtesy card, thoughtful, polite, good manners. And once again, this goes along with what I was saying before. People think that when you're a spiritual person, you have to always be upbeat. You have to always be happy. You have to always... That's not being authentic. Some days you're going to feel shitty. You know, and I'm not saying dwell on it or focus on it, because whatever you focus your energy on is going to grow. But do honor your emotions. Do recognize it for what it is, but then honor how you feel about it. Honor your feelings. I'm always trying to differentiate between emotions and feelings. Emotions to me are more feelings out of control. Feelings are really how you're feeling about the situation. I mean, I'm using the same word to describe it, but you know what I'm saying. There's not a word for it. It's how you feel. So do honor that. So you don't always have to be polite. I'm saying, if somebody hurts your feelings, tell them. Do not keep it inside. You know, speak your truth. We have the Five of Discs, Five of Pentacles. And this is a giving energy. But the message that I'm getting is to give to yourself first and foremost. Give to yourself. The feeling that I'm getting with this card, the energy that I'm getting with this card, is that you've been overgiving to others and that you've been putting others ahead of yourself. You have to fill your own cup first, because otherwise you will deplete yourself. And then you'll be in this energy here feeling like you're unappreciated. People just take you for granted. They're not there when you need them. It's because you need to be there for yourself first. And you're depleting your energy giving to everyone else, and then you're getting mad about it because you're giving wanting to get something in return. Our egos are so sneaky. A lot of times we think that we're giving from our heart. And you know what? We are over giving a lot of times to make ourselves useful. To make sure we're not cast off. We're not thrown away. I'm going to make myself so valuable that this person needs me and that they never ever leave. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting with this card. But then you end up feeling like this because they either do leave or they don't appreciate you, or you feel like you're doing everything. And the reason why is because you've put yourself in this situation. So do fill your own cup. And do speak your mind about how you feel about situations. And sometimes you got to rethink the situation you're in, because it was not based on a good foundation to begin with. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. You know, so that goes back to, you know, maybe you're in a situation because you didn't want to feel alone. I know I have been in relationships in the past that... And this is kind of the energy that I'm getting in this reading, that I did not want to be alone. I had always, up until this twin flame journey, I had always been very, very codependent. And so I hated to be alone. I was really scared of abandonment because my dad abandoned me when I was a kid. And so I would attach myself to people, a lot of times who were beneath me. And I'm not judging people. But we all know what I'm talking about when you attach yourself to somebody who really isn't up to your standards. And then you really, I would go into like a caregiver mode, like just overgiving. I want to make sure this person never ever leaves me. And then I would be so unhappy. I'm like, what am I doing with this person? That happened in my marriage after 20 years. And it took me until, like I said, September 2016, meeting, my twin flame, that I realized what I was doing. And I really cleared that pattern. But it was hard. It was hard work, and it included facing a lot of fears. It was very, very scary, but I did it. We have the Two of Cups. And this card here is about a union. This can be coming together with somebody else in a love affair, a love relationship. But the message that I'm getting with this card is this is loving yourself and coming together with yourself. And if you are in any type of codependent energy right now, do clear that. And like I said, I'll probably trigger people with, saying that, but you've got to face that part of you, because it's just not healthy and it's not really satisfying you on a soul level. So as you come into balance and you start shedding those layers of yourself that I was talking about, that ego death, and you realize this is something you've been doing, naturally things like that, patterns like that, are going to fall away on their own accord as you become aware of them. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And this was exactly what I was talking about. Forgiving and learning and everything. And don't judge the situations that you've been in, because they were all there to teach you and to bring you closer to like this true soulful love that you've been wanting. But you have to forgive anybody from the past, and most of all, forgive yourself. And I heard it yesterday, and I can't remember who said it. A mistake is not a mistake if you learn from it. Which I don't believe anything's a mistake anyway, because everything's being divinely guided to teach you, to teach us, all of us. You have the Tower card. This is all about a tower comes down. This is a moment of clarity that comes down because it was not built on a solid foundation. This is what I was talking about. A lot of times we settle for situations and people that really are not for us, out of fear of loss, out of fear of being alone, out of fear of being rejected. I want to have somebody to call my own, so that people are like, for instance, I was in a real messed up marriage for 20 years that I had put myself in, and I made it look real good on the outside, to where when we got a divorce, people were like really shocked when I did finally decide to leave. But I wasn't being authentic, and that foundation was not on solid ground. And this could be a job too. This could be a job that you took that is just sucking the soul out of you. But it's good money and you're scared to leave. I mean, that message just came through for somebody. This does not just have to be about love, although this does have to do with patterns. Angel of Balance. And once again, this angel card has came through to let you know that you are being universally supported and guided right now, as you do move closer and closer into alignment with your own soul, of who you truly are. And all ascension is remembering who you are as a soul, who you've always been. And we've always existed in different realities, different dimensions, different timelines. And it's just remembering that. And this is how you manifest more good things in your life. This is how the law of attraction works. As you kind of move up this ladder of ascension and you discover more things about the universe and how the universe really works, you will start attracting more good things into your life. And once again, I don't want to label them as good or bad, because I'm trying to get away from that myself personally. It just is what it is. You've got to accept exactly what's going on as it's happening, and don't label it as good or bad. It just is, and it's leading you closer to what you want. But understand, a lot of times we don't know what we truly want. Because we're coming from an place of ego. And the ego doesn't want us to be happy. I told you the ego is the devil. That is the true devil. We have courtship. And the message that's coming through for this is to really take your time and really get to know people, and really any type of situation that comes up, really make sure it resonates with you on a soul level. Really feel instead of thinking your way through it. A lot of times we will think ourselves into situations that don't resonate with us. How does this situation or this person make you feel? And take your time. We have the false person card. Well, this false person card is that devil, that ego. And understand that ego is necessary, though. I'm still learning what to do with my ego as well. So as I get more information, I'll give it to you. I know I had to have her take a back seat. The ego is basically the persona that we take on when we incarnate into this physical form. And as we are conditioned as a child, as an adolescent, as a young adult, as a mature adult, we take on all kinds of conditioning and fears and doubts. And we take these on, and this is not truly who we are. And so we begin shedding those, like I said. And we have these ego deaths so that we can return to who we are as a soul. We have the poverty card. And this is that whole scarcity and lack and poverty mindset. If all these things are thrown at you and you just sit and wallow in it, and you were like, wow, I thought I was manifesting good things and I manifested this instead. But what it is that you were focused on what you did not have. The key to truly manifesting money is to really be grateful for what you do have and focus on what you do have. Write down in a gratitude journal every day things to be grateful for. Do not focus on what you don't have, because guess what will happen? You've got to be in a place of deep faith to become this Madonna of Roses and have a heart of a warrior. Well, Aquarius, this is your special full moon reading, and I will include in the contact information my email in case you want a personal reading. Thank you.